So the first one, as I mentioned, is measurement and research. Now, measurement, as I said, you can't manage what you don't measure. And we're all measuring financials, profit and loss, BAS, cash flow, which is great. But when we're up 10% in sales and we go, well, that's great, we want to be up 20% next month, what that doesn't tell us is how are we up? What have we done differently or better? So what we need to be measuring is the variables that create those sales. Was the fact that we're up 10% because we've had more walk-in traffic? Was it that we've had an improvement in our conversion rate because we've done a sales training session last month? Was it the fact that we've actually had more word-of-mouth referral because we've improved our service last month? Was it the fact that that recent email we sent out has actually made a big difference to the repeat business? Was it the direct marketing program? You get the gist. We have no idea. All we know is they're up 10%. So what do we keep? What do we drop? We don't know. So the important thing to measure in marketing is the variables that create the outcome. And those variables firstly start with marketing activity. So marketing activity is made up of two parts: inbound inquiries and outbound leads. So inbound inquiries, to start with, is people coming to you, people chasing you. So this is clients coming back to us, walk-in traffic, okay, from signage, referrals. So that's people coming to us. Now we want to know that we had 100 inquiries last month that were inbound, because if it drops to 80 next month, we now know we have an issue. Now normally if we looked at our sales figures, we wouldn't pick up on this until 2 or 3 months down the track that we're actually dropping, so we can address issues. But the bigger opportunity is outbound lead generation. So outbound lead is promotional marketing, chasing. And this is about going out to our clients, bringing them to market by promoting other offers and other products. It's about setting up strategic alliances with other businesses. It's about direct marketing. It's about referral programs. This is about saying we're not just going to accept what comes to us, we're also going to chase more. Now, if you've got 100 inquiries coming to you each month and your sales are built off that lead base, and you're doing nothing in the area of outbound, naturally there's a big opportunity. And for most companies, they are not doing much in the way of promotional outbound marketing. So you can't double or triple the inbound leads overnight, because that's dependent on all the service that you've done over the last few years as to what word of mouth and what clients are coming back to you. But you can double, triple or quadruple the amount of leads you create. It's a decision to do more. And this is an area where most people just kind of miss it. But if you don't set yourself an outbound lead generation budget, much like we have a sales budget, we're missing out on that opportunity. So source of inquiry is the next thing that we're measuring, which is, how did you hear about us? We want to measure this so that we're in a position to actually know that the Community News versus the West Australian, which we might both advertise in, the West Australian, even though it costs more, is 3 to 1 in terms of its dollar return compared with the Community Press. Now, most of the time people would go, well, we do a bit of this, we do a bit of that, we're not sure how much it works. Until you measure and collate this on a monthly basis, what we find is you just don't know what you need to increase. So whether it be Community Press, whether it be your website, whether it be direct marketing, you want to know what is actually creating your results so you can double, triple or quadruple what's successful whilst taking money away from things that aren't. Sales conversion. If we're selling 3 out of 10, we need to know that so that we're able to then test closing techniques, value-add offers, handling objections. Until we effectively measure it, we basically are flying blind, doing sales training, going, let's try this, let's try that. Does it work? We're not quite sure. Client retention is a big one. We can usually pick up off our POS system or MYOB, various different account systems, last transaction dates. Now, depending on the sales cycle of your industry, what we're aiming to do with this is to actually identify how many clients we're dropping off on a quarterly or biannual basis. From that, we can then say, well, let's trial a client marketing program. Have we reduced that drop-off? Because until we do this, we can do all the emails out to clients we like. Has it made any difference? We're not quite sure. Lastly, average sale. The average sale value is something we want to measure so that we can then test cross-selling, upselling and packaging to lift it. Until we measure it, once again, we can do all these techniques and we're flying blind.